Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Really, this is the Walt Key Mr. Hawaiian Vibin' Show, and I'm just here for the ride. Every week we talk with Walt Key, who's a dear friend, and he's an amazing coach and mentor and real estate professional. And we talk about all things going on in the world that impact real estate and some of the stuff that just impacts us as human beings. Welcome back, Walt. How you doing?
I am doing great. I would like to just take a moment to highlight this was not planned. Look at how closely we matched our color palette today.
We sure did, right?
That was not planned, ladies and gentlemen. That's just genius in action.
Stacey must have gotten the vibe from you, and so when she saw this jacket, she's like, "That's the one you're going to wear, Ted."
Love it.
But I'm happy to see you. We had a great show last week.
Yeah.
Lots, people. It's funny. People are tuning in. Not funny, but I'm excited. They tune in, and I'll have people come up to me at events. I don't think I've shared this with you yet, and say, "I really love that conversation you'll have with the guy with the Hawaiian shirts."
Nice.
Because of the data that you share and your insights, I think a lot of people get confused or intimidated by stats, or as you get into the nerdy zone. They're afraid to get in there because they don't understand it, and you really make it so it's palatable and understandable. So.
Well, I try.
Enough about me and talking my head off. Tell them just a little bit about you for somebody who might be tuning in for the first time.
Super fast highlight reel. Top producing agent, real estate coach, published author. I just like to help as many people as many ways as I can, which is why I do what I do.
And you do it well, and he means that. And you can follow Walt on Linktree. That is scrolling across the bottom there, or go to Linktree and put in Walt Key. That's where you can find all of Walt's classes, coaching, mentoring, programs, groups. I mean, you name it, it's there. And he is generous with the information that he shares. So, all right. So let's do it. Let's talk. Before we went live, of course, you and I were talking about VA.
Yeah. So for those who are veterans or work with VA buyers, there's a new bill that you should just take a peek at. It's HR 1815. It's called the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act. That bill is essentially law. It's not signed by the president yet, but it is passed both the House and the Senate as of last week. So it will be signed into law just as soon as it gets to the point of his desk. I won't bore everybody with the super nerdy details of the whole thing, but there's a couple really great points that you should know about as real estate agents, as lenders, as veteran buyers. One of those is the VA. If you remember when the NAR settlement came out and we retooled how we do commissions, the VA had temporarily said, we're going to let veterans pay their buyer's agents so that they don't have a disadvantage.
Yes.
Well, that was just kind of a memo, if you will. It was not solidified in any way. This bill passes, it will solidify veterans can pay their agents.
Amazing.
Why does that matter? Well,
why?
You might not necessarily want to pay your agent if you are in a competitive scenario where you really need the house, you want the house, but it's a competitive situation. Being able to pay your agent and not requiring the seller to pay your agent could be the $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 difference to get you that deal. So that's a really, really good thing that happened. You can pay your agent if you need to. That's a big deal.
It's really a big deal because that's been the struggle. And I do remember when the memo came out, but I'm very glad that they put it into law. Right? He signed it or hasn't signed it? Almost.
He has not signed it, but House and Senate have both passed it. So it should be signed any minute.
It's just one more, because as we've talked about before, interestingly enough, for those of you who don't know, a lot of times the listing agent will actually put in the remarks, no VA loans. It's a wild perception that people have about accepting a VA offer on their house. And it's just so much misinformation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And of course, try to explain that to a vet who's served our country and made the sacrifices, and all of a sudden he or she is not good enough to buy the particular house that they want because they won't take that loan.
So fun fact too, for all of the misconceptions and misnomers that are out there, you can go look this up. Don't take the nerd's word for it, but it's fact. VA loans have the highest close rate of any loan on the market, period.
Yes. Yes.
better than USDA, better than FHA, better than conventional loans. The VA has a higher close rate than any other loan product on the market.
It's
All of
huge.
the things that you've heard, all the horror stories about VA loans, they're just not accurate anymore. Maybe they were 30 years ago. They're just not anymore.
Well, and there's all sorts of misconceptions about inspection and I mean, just so many things. But I'm always amazed, and I usually call the listing agent when I've got a VA loan, because here's what you've got. You wanna let them know, because they've probably been told those are a pain in the butt to deal with. Don't accept that. Now, if you get a cash offer, I totally understand. But if you've got it up against a VA loan and you're just worried about it because it's a VA loan, you're misinformed. And I want to encourage you to get informed. Why do you think the VA loan, what's your thought process on why it has the highest close ratio?
Well, think about it from the perspective of what a VA loan will allow a buyer to do, right? So, for example, let's say, again, depending on the market you're in, you put in your offer, the appraisal happens, and it's not at value. Yeah. Any other loan product on the market, you're SOL. Your seller now has to either tank the deal and start over or lower the price. With a VA loan, I can literally pull my own comps. Yeah. I can argue with the appraiser. I'm using the term argue, professionally here, right? I can give comps to the appraiser and say, hey, I think you missed this. This feels like a better comp to me. Here's the justification on why the value is right. And the VA will allow their appraiser to go, would you look at that? My mistake. Right. I'll change the value.
Yes.
So that's huge. That's huge. You can't do that with other loan products.
No.
The other thing that I think a lot of people, they miss this, but they think zero down payment, and they somehow psychologically equate that to, they must not have any money.
Correct.
In reality, if I don't have to bring 10, 15, 20% down on or even 5% or 3% down, that's money in my bank that I have the flexibility to say, you know what? That's not that big a deal to me. I'll take care of it at closing. We don't have to fight over that in a home inspection.
Correct.
It gives the VA buyer more flexibility because they're not required to. Doesn't mean they can't. Listen, I've worked with some phenomenal VA home buyers that put 25% down on a $700,000 farm.
Yes.
Just because they don't have to doesn't mean they don't have it.
That's correct.
It gives them more flexibility as the buyer to be able to say, you know what? This home inspection's got some stuff. I've got the cash to take care of that. I'm not that concerned. Whereas, let's say I'm a first-time home buyer, 3.5% down, and I had to save up, and I scraped together my 3.5% down, and now you show me a home inspection that says A, B, C, D, and E, and you're like, I cannot afford to do that.
Can't do it.
Now I have to negotiate with the seller. They either have to fix this or I got to close. I got to walk away.
That's right.
So there's those kind of factors. There's a lot of different things that go into the VA purchase process that make it a better option for the seller.
I agree. I also, I'll call it out. It makes me crazy when somebody says that. I'm thinking, oh God, how could you deny somebody just based on the fact that they're a veteran? Because that's really what it boils down to. Yeah. I mean, you're basically spitting in their face. I'll say it. I'm a civilian, but it drives me absolutely crazy. And I've had those conversations with listing agents before, especially when a veteran really loves the house, and then they find out that they don't want to take the VA loan. Sometimes they don't even put it in the MLS. Sometimes you find out about it once you've tried to make an offer. But disgraceful as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So we'll move on.
I will say, as a 21-year Navy veteran who has worked, I've bought and sold my own houses a dozen times and worked with a lot of veterans. I'm okay with someone not understanding because I'll educate them.
Yes.
Politely and professionally, I will show them the data of how it's a smarter play for their seller. Apples to apples. If the purchase prices are the same, it'll be a better product for the seller on their side. It will most likely be easier and more apt to close for the seller. So unless there's a price disparity, listen, if the veteran comes in 15% under list price and wants to lowball, hey, you're not in the right environment. Correct. You're not going to do it.
Correct.
But apples to apples, it's a great product.
It's amazing. Well, I'm excited for that. I am excited that the president will sign off on that, hopefully sooner than later. What else did you have? You had a couple of things before we went live.
So another law, the No Tax on Home Sales Act,
yes.
Not passed yet, but it's working its way through. So this would eliminate capital gains tax on primary residences, right? Not on every property. If you're an investor, this will not apply to you. But on primary residences, this would completely eliminate the capital gains tax. Now, really, really interesting. We talked about this briefly before the show started. The current law on capital gains tax was written in 1997.
It's wild.
Now, I'm the nerd, right? I know the data. If you go look at a chart for the median sales price in mid-97, nationally, the average sales price was about $115,000.
Wow.
So to tell a couple, hey, listen, no tax whatsoever unless you've got $500,000 of profit, it was never going to happen.
Right.
It was an astronomically slim chance that they ever had to pay capital gains tax anyway. But this ain't 97 anymore.
Nope, it sure isn't.
Now we are in an environment where the 67-year-old, I want to downsize and retire, has $700,000 of equity in their house.
Yep.
And they can't afford to pay those taxes on their fixed income.
Right.
Right. The family who's lived in this house for 24 years, median sales price, median average family, right? They've lived there so long that when they sell their house at 550, 600, it's damn near paid off. They're going to get hit with those taxes only because they've lived there long enough.
That's right.
So it's about time that this got updated. I'm super excited. I hope it passes. Again, it won't help the investors. Listen, you're an investor for a reason. You're making money. You're going to pay some taxes. I get it. I'm an investor too. But this is phenomenal for actual homeowners. Now, the other thing that I think, again, psychologically, the bill is not written in this way, but I think this will actually open the market up for more people to feel comfortable purchasing and more comfortable selling.
Yes.
Because, again, if I'm, let's say Walt's 66, 67, 72, and my house is just too much. Listen, I live on the lake. It's a half an acre lot. I can't mow this anymore. I don't need this 2,200 square feet. I just want to sell, move into a little condo, let somebody else take care of it.
Yes.
But I'm on a fixed income. I'm retired now. I don't make good money anymore. And you're going to tax me on the $300,000 surplus of my capital gains. I'm going to get hammered. I can't afford to.
Right.
I can't sell my house.
Right.
So I think this will actually open up a whole new realm of the market where people won't list their house right now because they literally won't. They feel like they can't afford to sell it.
Correct.
I think I think it'll be great for the market in general.
I love that. That's on the books or that's coming?
That's working its way through House and Senate now. It's not passed yet, but
I've been reading about it.
Yeah, it should be super exciting. I think that one will be kind of a no-brainer. I think it's going to pass just fine. Knock on wood.
So what about, are we at the point where I can talk about your milestone, your almost milestone?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can brag about that.
Let's talk about that because I'll let Walt tell the story and I'll put my.
Well, I tried to make a learning point out of it today. So I'm for those who don't know, I do a lot of coaching. I run a 100K 100 days challenge. We do an accountability call every week. I'm always trying to help agents be better and do more in their business. And I constantly harp on consistency, the discipline to get up and do the thing that you know you need to do, whether you want to or not. Consistency is the magic potion in anything you're trying to accomplish in life.
Absolutely.
It's not just business. So I woke up this morning and I actually used it as a social media post and a learning point for my agents. I'm right on the cusp of 1 million views. That's wild. On Facebook. That's like 947,000 views in the last 28 days. So just a great, I might, if you go look at my Facebook, you're going to go, who is this Yahoo? Like, I'm not the smartest guy out there. I'm not doing any sort of like super crazy polished content. I'm just really consistent at doing it and doing it the same way so that Facebook recognizes what I'm trying to accomplish and they're helping me do it now. So that applies. Listen, that consistency applies whether you're trying to build your social, you're trying to build your abs, you're trying to build your bank account, right?
My abs.
Consistency matters.
It's talk about that because we both preach that, we coach that, we mentor that. Social media especially rewards that.
Yeah.
Why do you think agents or people in general in business struggle with that consistency, especially when it comes to social media?
Because it requires a little work. I mean, I hate to be that way, but people are lazy. It's just inherently human nature. We're lazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. Everybody wants to be successful. Most people aren't willing to do the work that success requires.
Right.
It just is, right? From the real estate perspective, again, I'm nothing special. Anybody can do what I do, but I'll probably close 45, 50 houses this year, transactions this year.
Right.
That puts me in the top like 2% of the whole freaking world, right? Whoopity-doo. It's not that I'm doing something amazing. It's not that I've got some whiz-bang system and process that makes me better than other agents. I'm just consistently doing the things that every agent needs to do to be successful. If every agent in the market did what I taught them to do, every single one of those agents would be successful.
What stops them? What stops people? We've talked about this before. Like when somebody's listening to this, what stops them? Not just the lead. It's because a lot of times it's mindset, but
it's 100% mindset. And you can break this down into fear, right? Even to a degree, the laziness is an element of fear, right? So you have the fear of rejection. I know that I need to talk to more people in order to build relationships that build my business. I'm just afraid they'll say no to me and that'll hurt my feelings. That's a real thing.
Correct.
Having random strangers say no to you is a legitimate fear. It's unfounded and you should get over it, but it is a legitimate fear.
Correct.
Then you have fear of failure. What if I do the thing that I am being told I should do and it doesn't work for me?
Right.
Well, guess what? If you don't do it, it damn sure is not going to work for you. Go do it anyway. Go do it.
Correct.
And then here's an interesting one. The fear of success. And a lot of people don't talk about this because, right, fear of rejection, fear of failure, people understand that. But there is a fear of success.
Very much so.
And it's a deeply rooted psychological fear. And that means, let's say I'm run of the mill, I'm closing 6-10 deals a year, and I know I want to do more. I want to create a lifestyle that does more for my family. But I'm afraid that if I get to a point where I'm closing 20, 30, 40, 50 deals a year and I'm making really good money and my lifestyle is different, now I have to keep doing it.
Correct.
I have trapped myself into this work grind that, a level of effort is required for a level of success. But people are actually genuinely afraid that if they put themselves in that situation, they'll never be able to stop doing it. And that's
how do you address that? Because I definitely have talked to people like that.
Yeah.
I think that you're 100% right. First of all, people get so caught up and give 1,000 excuses as to why they can't do it. And there's fear. There's fear of failure. There's fear of they're intimidated, fear of rejection, fear of people making fun of them. It doesn't look as professional. You come up with a million different excuses. Yeah. But the fear of being successful at it and then having to maintain it or continue it consistently. Never talked about that before. And
we'll dive a little deeper in that. Real quick for the audience. I'm just curious. When you watch this, whether you're live or replay, drop in the chat. What do you feel like what's most holding you back from success? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of success, or is it fear of rejection? Like, where are you at with that? I'm curious to know. So let's talk a little bit more about fear of success, right? And this transcends real estate, by the way. This is anything in life. I'll use fitness as an example. I know that the average American is overweight and doesn't do much.
Yes.
But I want to get ripped and go have this great body and be healthy and do the thing.
Right.
And I'm going to have to work, and I'm going to have to be consistent, and I'm going to have to be disciplined, and I'm going to have to grind. but I'll get there.
Yes.
And now I have to keep doing the work to stay there.
That's so true.
No different with money, right? I want to make $250,000 a year. I know that I have to do this and this and this and this, and that will generate the level of business to make $250,000 a year. But once I've made it once, there's going to be this expectation on me now. Because I've proven I can do it, now people are going to expect me to do it. And even if I want to take a break and take the wife and kids to a cruise to Europe for a couple months, and I'm okay. Now there's this perception, oh, well, he's so successful, and now he's not doing it. He must be doing something wrong. He must be getting lazy. He must be off his game. And so we trap ourselves with this psychology that if I become the success I want to be, now I have to maintain it forever, or somehow I did something wrong. And that's just not accurate. For example, I don't plan to make a lot of money for the rest of my life. I plan to make a lot of money now, be debt-free, build some passive income streams, and then not make so much money because I'm enjoying life debt-free and doing the thing, right? Built the retirement's built. It's okay to decide where you want to get to. And it's also okay to decide when you want to come down from that high, right? It's not you don't have to do it for 40 years.
Nope.
Do it until you accomplish the goals that you tried to accomplish, and then reassign the goals, reassign the value on those goals. Right? Maybe you realize I don't need to put in this much work and effort. I'm going to intentionally slack back because I have other priorities now, and that's okay.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think because we're in such a comparative society with social media, especially in real estate, oh my God, the real estate comparisons are just crazy to me. And it's mind blowing, but it's also people their egos get destroyed, their confidence, they lose their confidence. They forget what their value is because they're comparing to Susie Q Realtor or John Q Realtor, who appears, and that's in quotes, appears to be having the most successful year of their life because of their social media. And my first thing is always check the numbers. Just please go back to the numbers. And maybe they're having a successful year in general, but just because their pictures show one thing doesn't mean that's what's happening behind the scenes.
And I always go back to this default. The Navy kind of taught me this over the years, but other people's opinions of you, none of your business.
They don't pay the bills, that's for sure.
None of your business, right? I know people like me, and that's great. I know people don't like me, and that's great. I don't give a damn. And you don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be mean to people, but you need to internalize that. Hear what I'm saying right now. It's okay if someone else disagrees with you.
Yes.
It's okay if someone else doesn't want the lifestyle you're building. It's okay if someone tells you the lifestyle that you built is wrong because it's not what they want.
Correct.
You should be like ducks with that just rolling like water off your back. Their opinion of you is none of your business.
That's right.
Don't even waste time listening to that. Establish your goals, assign the value to those goals, understand what the plan is to accomplish those goals, and you go do you.
That's right. Focus on you. I again, because people have a hard time putting blinders on because social media has overtaken most of our lives, the phone, they get away from the plan. They have a great plan, but then they get distracted by this realtor did this. I'm talking real estate in general. This realtor did that. Oh my God, they had a successful open house and I only had 2 people show up. It's so much comparison. And instead of focusing on themselves, they get caught up in that negativity, which
100%.
All right. So did I miss anything as we wrap up?
No, I think we probably went a little long because I got
that's all right. That was good. It was good stuff.
For those who are listening, again, drop in the chat. Would you say that the reason you don't do the things that you want to do to be successful, are they fear of rejection? Are they fear of I might fail at it? Or is it fear of success? I might get so good at something that the world just expects me to keep doing it. Like, where are you at with that? I'm curious to see what percentage of the audience is in one. I know you're in one of the 3 because we all are. me included. Like we're all human beings. We all
too,
fight.
right?
I'm just curious
Yeah,
to
put
see
it in
where
the
that was at.
put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. All right. Well, what's the best way? I said it at the beginning, but you tell them what's the best way for them to find out
Just
about you.
Google Walt Key Realtor. I promise you'll find me. I'll be the only schmuck out there in a Hawaiian shirt. You can go to the link tree that's going across your screen. That'll take you to all my socials, contact info, link, Eventbrite where I put my events. I am doing, for anyone who might be interested, on August 1st, which is a Friday, 2 weeks from now, I will be doing my Building Strategic Partnerships coaching call again. It's teaching agents how to think outside of the real estate space, lenders as well, outside of the real estate space, and build strategic partnerships with other professionals that already have your business. And it's actually you serving your own clients better when you make those connections. So if you want more business and you don't want to have to pay for it at all, this is the coaching call for you, because I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that.
And you will. It's an amazing workshop class.
A lot of fun.
Always a lot of fun. Walt, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing your wisdom always. And so you got the task from Walt. We'd love to hear your feedback. So put it in the chat, put it in the comments below, reach out to me or Walt, and we will talk about it next week on the show. Thank you so much, my friend. You guys have stuff you want us to talk about, you know where to reach us. We'd love to chat about it. Our whole goal here is to give you some great information and give you some tools that you can improve your life and your business.